Hey, everybody, and welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is your Lord of Punishment. Say hello, Scribe.
Hello, Scribe.
Your Lord of Pennies is joining me as well. Say hello, Satsu.
Hello, Satsu.
Back for a special guest appearance. Your Lord of Puppies is here. Say hello, SDA.
Hi, guys.
And I am the Ranting Monkey, your Lord of Pain. And boy, do we have a great show for you today.
Boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy. Actually, I think we do have a great show for you today, largely because I'm part of it.
Excuse you.
I do want to mention real quick before we go any further, the title of this is not a joke. If you are a awkward man who wants to know how to talk to women, join us in the second hour because I'm actually deadly serious about that title.
Oh, thank God.
I'm going to teach you how to talk to the women's.
Did you accidentally insult me yesterday, Monkey? What'd you do?
I did not accidentally insult you. Here's what happened.
What happened?
We were, and for the record, SDA had been discussing with us about coming on. Before that happened, I had just forgotten to get back to her because that's what I do. But we were nearing the end of the show, and I just mentioned that I've really been enjoying the show with these two guys, the way we've gelled together. And everybody's like, oh, that means you hate SDA. I'm like, that's not what I said, you little fuckers. Don't misconstrue what I said, bitches. But
yeah, they were trying to make it seem like he didn't enjoy it when you were.
even though I prefaced it by saying I've always enjoyed the show.
No, what he's actually saying is that I wasn't enough for him until Satsu came along.
That's right. I needed some dark meat in my life. Thank you, Red Chaos Tree. Red Chaos Tree. Let's get this out of the way. Break a leg, monkey. P.S. If you start downloading tonight, you might be able to play by the 22nd. It won't let me download. I got the regular edition, and they won't let you download apparently until the day of for some fucking reason.
Lame.
It's pissing me off. But the size of it, yeah, it's going to take me about a day and a half. And for those of you who are wondering, we're talking about State of Decay 2, which I'm looking forward to playing. And Satsu's already played because he's a bastard.
Yeah, I only played it once, though. I stopped immediately after because I'm like, I'll wait.
We should have went into this as virgins together. Now you a hoe.
Does the special edition get you anything other than just early access?
You get a bunch of useless shit.
Yay!
Oh, so is this why? Okay, so that's why everybody thinks I got kicked out. Got it. Okay.
Wait, that's my tagline. You can't say that.
Got it.
Oh, sorry. I understand.
There you go.
Yay!
Got it.
I got two great little butt stories for you. We were watching. Real quick. Thank you, Terry Diamandis. Just a clarification. Just a clarification. Since you fall down the stairs so often, I don't think break a leg was intended to be taken literally. I appreciate you pointing that out because I would have forgot.
Yeah, calm down, Monkey.
We're watching The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, or How the Grinch Stole Christmas, whatever the name of that movie is. We just call it Grinch around here because she likes it and it scares her. And one of the parts that scares her came on.
Me too.
And she goes, "This part scares me." I said, "I won't let that Grinch hurt you." She goes, "You'd beat it up?" I'm like, I would kick its butt. And without hesitation, Grand Monkey goes, "You'd kick its ass?" What did you say? And she goes, I said, "What did you say?" She goes, "What the heck?" I said, No. What did you just say? She goes, "What the heck?" Said, "Did you just say a bad word?" She goes, "What the heck?" And that's all she would answer to any of my what the heck? Yeah, that's my question, child. Thank you, Mashishu. That's right, SDA Monkey didn't accidentally insult you. He did it on purpose. I wasn't insulting you, you fucking people. You're so mean to me.
Hey, I mean, look, I've always loved like Satsu. They can tell you whenever there was like no guest I ever got more excited for than like whenever Monkey was like, "So I have a guest on," and I was like, "All right, who is it?" And then he was like, "It's Satsu," and I was like, "Oh, Satsu!" And they were like, "Yeah, okay, we're not enough," and I was like, "They're like you guys too." Satsu.
She likes her dark meat more than we do.
It's true.
Now here's the other little butt story, and this made me such a happy person today. Grand Monkey and Lady Monkey went out shopping. Well, they were going to go shopping. And they stopped and had lunch at a little restaurant right in front of Walmart. And as they were finishing up lunch, Lady Monkey's like, "Okay, we got to go shopping." And Grand Monkey refused to go shopping because she needed to come home and check on me.
Aww.
And Lady Monkey was throwing all kinds of things. She offering her toys and sweets. And yeah, no, I need to go check on Grandpa.
Yeah,
But,
she made sure you were still breathing. She's like, yes, the torture can commence.
No, what happened? See, she got home. She saw that I was okay, and then we played toys because I'm her giant toy. I'm an interactive toy for this child. I make the Legos talk. So, but no, she absolutely insisted that they come home and see Grandpa, which means I am actually above shopping now for this child, which is a huge thing because nothing is above shopping for this child.
Feels good to put people in timeout again.
Are you timing people out?
Hey, it's Iron Cancer. He's all right. Like, you can time him out. He doesn't matter. He's not a person.
Anyway, so how are you guys tonight? I've taken over the top of the show, just chatting at people.
I'm
let's
good.
Start, I was going to say let's start with Satsu, but let's start with SDA. How are you?
I'm good.
Satsu, how are you today?
I was good until 3 seconds ago.
I'm sorry.
Scribbles, you've had a pepper jack. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. It wasn't a very heavy one. But last night, my neighbors upstairs, whoever they are, decided to have a guitar party.
Oh.
And sing really, really loud. Yeah, well, I'm in an apartment, and so.
What?
So the ceiling between me and them is not very thick, and so they were singing songs. The only one I could make out at one point was "Californication" by the Red Hot Chili Peppers at 1 a.m, waking me up, and then moving around all a bunch and doing something I don't know. And it was I didn't sleep well last night, so it was a really shitty night.
Didn't they keep you
I'm here. Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're new neighbors or something, because the people who lived there previously, or I'm assuming previously now, because this has never really happened before, were like an elderly couple. Like the guy was practically deaf, and there's really nice people. And I don't know if something was going on last night that was just a one-off or whatever, but it was nuts. There must have been like 12 people up there. So I heard just tons of noise and singing and yelling and all types of crazy stuff. And I hope it's not going to become a habit for them, because otherwise I'm going to have a really tough time sleeping. And I'm not one of those confrontational persons that wants to go up there and like start like saying, hey, keep it down, you damn kids, or something. But I might just have to if this keeps up. So anyway.
Well, a good solution that I've tried, and it usually works, is random gunshots into the ceiling.
Yeah.
And that usually takes care of it.
There's one final loud thud, and then the noise stops. Thank you, Circus Zero. So Monkey is Richard Pryor in The Toy. Yes, basically. By the way, good movie. Loved it.
Yeah.
With that in mind, Scribbles, you said we don't have much news. Okay, can we get the elephant out of the room?
Yeah, what?
We don't care about the royal wedding. We decided that before the show. So did
you guys already? I thought you were gonna be like the 10 dead kids. It was like the elephant in the room.
Whoa!
Holy shit! Thank you, Kaga Mendola. It's been too long since I've seen Lords of the Night. So enjoy. With that donation, I hope you're the one who enjoys.
Yeah.
You should have me on more often. You're welcome.
Yeah. I'm not giving it to her, guys. So that you know.
SDA, do you want to do the honors with the usual mantra before we begin the news?
She forgot.
God, what the fuck is the mantra for the news?
Before the news.
Monkey Dick?
Oh, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones movies. Yeah.
Hit that like button.
Hit that like button. Okay.
And share.
And share our stuff, even if you hate it, with everybody. Spread it like herpes. Okay. Well, I thought it was something about the news. I was like, I didn't think we said something.
No. You're right. We don't have one about the news.
That's why I was so confused. I was like,
Well, in relation to the shooting, I just saw the headline. I'm not quite sure the context, but it sounded interesting. Texas official blames school shooting on too many exits and entrances. I don't know.
I bet I know where they're coming from. Okay.
Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick blamed Friday's massacre at a high school near Houston in part on, quote, too many entrances and too many exits on the campus, prompting some to mock his perspective as door control. Quote, from what we know, this student walked in with a long coat and a shotgun under his coat, said Patrick, a Republican who has an A+ rating from the National Rifle Association. Quote,
it's relevant fucking how?
Yeah. This is CNN. I don't know. Quote, it's 90 degrees. Had there been one single entrance, possibly for every student, maybe he would have been stopped.
That is a fire hazard.
That's true, too.
Like, that is such a fucking fire hazard. I'm sorry. But in a building that's, like, bigger than 10 square feet, that is a fire hazard.
Well,
Patrick... Oh, sorry.
In my school, the interior of my high school, there was more than a mile of walking space just between classrooms. And we had one entrance. There were, like, 8 different things to get in. There were other doors around the school that you could get out of. But there was only one entrance to come into the school.
Oh, okay, so that's what they mean. Like, so then, like there's one way to get in, but like there are ways to get. Like, there are like fire exits.
Yeah, there's regular doors, but you'd have to have somebody on the inside open them for you to get in that way.
Yeah, I guess like the school that I went to was kind of spread out more like a college campus. So you had to like walk to the science building, and you have to like walk to the. So it wasn't really spread out like a normal high school is.
Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you there. I was just throwing in my perspective.
Yeah, I'm just trying, like, just like thinking about the layouts of like different schools though. So like, if you only, I guess it would work maybe if you had, if a school has like more than one building, because like the science building, for example, had like more than one entrance, but like nobody was at those entrances, you know.
While Patrick also implored parents who own guns to lock them safely away, he focused his remarks not on weapons, but on redesigning school entryways. In placing a focus on doors, Patrick seemingly fell in line with the powerful gun lobbying group strategy following school shooting incidents of identifying possible ways, apart from restricting firearms, to make campuses safer. You really want to link him up with the NRA on this. You really want to link him up with it. Quote, there are too many entrances and too many exits to our over 8,000 campuses in Texas. There aren't enough people to put a guard in every entrance and exit, Patrick said, suggesting officials consider retrofitting existing schools to reduce doorways.
I don't agree with the exits, but like if, like Monkey said, I mean, if you have a school building like a traditional high school, like you were saying, where you have like the one main entrance with the office and stuff, yeah, I feel you there. But like I said, with my school, thinking about it, there were so many buildings, and most of them, you know, there wasn't an office. Like there was, the one building with the administration office, but nothing else had an office like that.
Do you remember, was it Stand By Me? The one, the biopic of Joe Clark with Morgan Freeman? Lean on Me. Lean on Me.
Lean on Me. I was like, Stand By Me. I was like, what?
Yeah.
The biopic?
In that movie, there's a part where Joe Clark, in this happened in real life, he got in trouble for locking the doors in the school,
right?
Because there was no warning for the school itself if somebody was opening those doors, so all kinds of people could just come in. This isn't a new thing. I mean, it's probably the first time I've heard somebody mention it about gun safety like this, but it's not a new thing. So, especially as a safety.
What really fucks me up about this is like we talked about before. They suggest all this stuff, like, you know, trying to find ways to keep guns out of people's hands who shouldn't have them, and then you find out that the person who had them, or the person who owned them, technically, got them legally and all that type of stuff, and they're just like, it'll still help, even though this is completely unrelated. But then you talk about something that could actually directly be involved, like the door he went through not being available for him to go through. I'm like, that is a literal direct wall in front of him that he cannot pass, which means that it may not have happened. Like, it's not a guarantee, but maybe if he would have tried a different door, maybe, like, that's a tangible thing that's actually physically blocking him from entering. And like, no, that won't work.
Another thing to think about, because this is another guy did this. I forget which one, but I remember it being. It's sad that I forget which one, but I know another guy who did a school shooting was a trench coat enthusiast as well. You know, if it's summer and a kid's wearing a fucking trench coat, maybe we go, stop that and make them take it off.
For the record, I used to wear a trench coat as a teen all the time.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, if that's like seems
In the
to be
Virginia
profile,
heat.
yeah, but if that seems to be the
You know what we
freaking
need?
Peter profile, then
We need see-through trench coats.
I don't
There
think we
you
need see-through
go.
trench coats. Just take off the obnoxious trench coat. I mean,
See-through trench coats are so cool.
Like
yeah,
the backpacks.
look, if
Go
you're
with the
not letting girls can't show their shoulders, take off your stupid trench coat. I mean, you know,
Yeah, the thing I thought about when I read this
the maid
headline,
tomato.
somebody who I knew who ran a nightclub, their motto always was, you can never control the people. All you can do is control the space. That controls the people. And I thought that was always a great way of looking at it. So
Yeah, well, it does it a lot better than the latter, which is what they're trying to do. But like I said, they don't care about actual solutions. They have an agenda, and they're trying to get that to happen. They don't give a fuck about these kids. As a matter of fact, the more kids die, the better for them it is, because they get to keep talking about it, which is why they don't talk about shootings at schools when kids aren't dead. They don't talk about them at all.
let's see. So a couple of, again, not a whole lot was reported today, or at least didn't bubble up to the surface because of certain people getting married. So I've only got a couple of stories left, or usually they'd be like MSS News type stuff, but this is the state of the world today. Real quick, apparently Google has removed "Don't be evil" from its code of conduct.
What? Don't be evil was part of their.
Well, no, it literally was. So I'll read the story here. Google's unofficial motto has long been the simple phrase "Don't be evil," but that's over, according to the code of conduct that Google distributes to its employees. The phrase was removed sometime in late April or early May, archives hosted by the Wayback Machine show. Don't be evil has been part of the company's corporate code of conduct since 2000. When Google was reorganized under a new parent company, Alphabet, in 2015, Alphabet assumed a slightly adjusted version of the motto, "Do the right thing," and I'm sure Spike Lee sued them immediately. However, Google retained its original "Don't be evil" language until the past several weeks. The phrase has been deeply incorporated into Google's company culture, sure it has, so much so that a version of the phrase has served as the Wi-Fi password on the shuttles that Google uses to ferry its employees to its Mountain View headquarters. So it used to say, the Google Code of Conduct is one of the ways we put "Don't be evil" into practice. It's built around the recognition that everything we do in connection with our work at Google will be and should be measured against the highest possible standards of ethical business conduct. And now it reads, the Google Code of Conduct is one of the ways we put Google's values into practice, built around the recognition that everything we do in connection with our work at Google will be and should be measured against the law. So yeah, there was this thing where there's like, you know, they're trying to avoid, or at least the notion was they were trying not to be the evil corporation. So don't be evil, don't do evil things, don't take advantage of people, etc. Now they've literally removed that language from their code of conduct.
So now it's okay to be evil at Google?
Yes.
Well, maybe they were at a meeting and somebody was like, "Don't you guys think that's a little hypocritical at this point?" And it was like,
yeah, it's not true. You know, we're lying at this point. Like, yeah, you're right. We're being evil. Okay.
yeah, they're like, yeah, we should probably get rid of that.
Yeah, rather than try to like change our ways, we might just give into it. All right.
Like, evil is a strong word, don't you think?
Oh man.
Assholes.
Let's see. And the only other one that I got, and I posted this on Twitter earlier today. This is how exciting the news world is today, guys. This is a story from Splinter that caught my attention. I was going to maybe use this as a deep topic, but I figured just for fun, I put it in the news for the hell of it. So the title, this is actually a follow-up story of theirs. The title is True Stories of Miserable Home Depot Employees.
Oh, yeah, fuck off. Yeah, go ahead.
So Ken Langone, or Langon, I'm not quite sure how to say that, who made his billions as a financier of Home Depot, has a new book out called I Love Capitalism. Last week, we asked for actual Home Depot employees to tell us whether their job makes them love capitalism. The response has been overwhelming. And I'm like, okay, well, if you don't love capitalism, what are you doing in America?
Yeah.
North Korea will have you, I'm sure. Over the weekend, I received, this is the author talking, I received well over 100 emails from current and former Home Depot employees. Monkey, did you used to work at Home Depot? Am I misremembering?
No, I
Okay.
Walmart all the way.
Okay. We'll be running excerpts of these emails in several installments in the coming days. Yes, journalism from Splinter. These are meant quite simply to give the employees of Home Depot an opportunity to share their own experiences inside the company, just like Ken Langone. I'll just read a couple of them. This one's
Read
headline.
the first one there, because that I wanted to address this.
Okay, the headline says no tipping, and here comes the story. I worked at Home Depot back in 2001, and my primary job was loading by the contractor checkout. This meant large quantities of cement, lumber, drywall, etc. They strictly prohibited me from accepting tips from the contractors I was helping. I was told if I got caught accepting a tip, I would be fired on the spot. The pay absolutely sucked, and they had a policy where if you had any workplace accidents, you would be immediately taken in for a drug screening, which was all well and good. God, this person sucks writing. Which was all well and good, except it was very selectively applied. I only worked there a few months, and I quit when my manager gave me a hard time for taking $10 from a guy who needed help loading several thousands of pounds of landscaping stones onto his truck on a sweltering July day in Virginia. Fuck Home Depot.
Okay, one. Unless you work at like a restaurant or something, almost everybody bars tips, and there's a reason for it. It's a legal issue. If you're taking tips from people, others can argue that there's unfair business practices going on. It sucks. It does, especially if you're in this kind of job. Our stockmen at Walmart, those are your cart pushers and stuff, they got offered tips all the time, but you can't take them because it can turn into a fucking legal issue. That is just fact. 2, it was your job. Stop bitching. And 3, it is standard practice at almost all companies that if you get a workplace injury, the first thing they do is test you for drugs. Mm-hmm. It's not Home Depot, jackass. This is having a job. I've known a few people who worked at Home Depot. They all hate it, even the managers. You know what? If you talk to people, everybody hates working at Walmart too, and that's just simply not true.
Well, when I worked at Target, it was very interesting the way. Well, I didn't work at Target, so let me clarify. I worked in a Target,
right.
And Target people are not allowed to take tips. Mm-hmm. But I was selling phones. And people would want to tip me after I helped them out with their phones or anything like that, because I have sat with people on an 8-hour shift for like 5 of those hours, like one person helping them out with their shit. You know what I mean? And they'll like, we done got to know each other. I know all their kids' names and shit. Like it's been an experience. Like we're friends now at this point. So they would try to give me a tip or whatever. And I refused until one day my DM was there and I had asked him, I'm like, can we take tips or whatever? And he looked at me for a second. He was like, I don't know. And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, okay, this is what I'll say to you. I don't know if you're not supposed to take them because nobody gave me a straight answer when I asked. So if you're going to, make it discreet. And I was like, okay.
You got it, sir.
Yeah. So basically what I did was like, it was mostly like old white dudes though. Like they would come in and they would offer me a tip and I would give them that look and they'd be like, oh, I understand. And they would like shake my hand and I'm like, see, he got it. All right, cool. And I just put my hand in my pocket like, sweet.
No, there were times when I worked because I ran the front end for a long time and I would go do the stockman's job. And I've had people offer me tips for helping them take out their groceries and like, I appreciate it, but I legally can't do it. I would be fired on the spot. And if you work for a company like Home Depot or Walmart or somebody like that that is constantly getting sued by people who are looking for any reason to sue, they have to have those kind of policies. They just do.
Oh, yeah, man. But I was getting gift cards and all types of shit. I'm just like, man, this is sweet. Because those people were not, dude, you help somebody out with their phone. It was crazy. Like I was these people's like best friend to the point to where some of the people was like, I will never buy a phone anywhere else. Like as long as you work here, I will be coming here and buying phones. And when I left, the person who I trained who worked under me, she was like, I fucking hate you, dude. I'm like, wow. She was like, everybody who comes in here, when I tell them you're not here anymore, they just leave. Like, they won't even fucking talk to me. I'm like, oops, my bad.
Well, anyway, do we have another one of their stories? Because that's the only one I read.
Yeah, and I'll read the second one and then I'll stop because there's not a whole lot here that's that interesting. But this one reminded me of a story that came out several years ago. The headline, such as is "A Climate of Success." The climate control for all Home Depots in the U.S. is controlled via one central location, and the only store thermostat is located by the GM's office, so the air wouldn't kick on in the store unless it got over 80 in most areas. Central management wouldn't do anything, so the manager would set up a heating lamp on the thermostat in the summer to get the AC to turn on. The only people I talked to who liked working there were guys who hid in back rooms and closets to watch movies any chance they could. No one cared enough to do their job. When I started, there was a 1/4-inch thick layer of dust all over the shelves of tool rental, and there were lots of tools that were out of service because no one felt like cleaning them. It certainly didn't feel like the great ideal of capitalism at work.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. I worked as a cart pusher for Walmart, and even though we weren't supposed to take tips, we all still accept them as long as the cameras couldn't see us. Yeah, that's fine. You got to be careful with that, especially if you get some new person in there who wants to suck up, because they will rat your ass out. Walmart was the same way. Walmart's thermostats are controlled in Arkansas. So there were actually times here in the winter the AC would kick on, and it sucked. I understand why they do it, but yeah, it's kind of stupid. But that's not exclusive to Home Depot.
No. That's all the stories, quote unquote, that I had pulled up. So if you guys know of other things that happened today, I wasn't particularly paying attention to the news, but you know,
there was a wedding.
Nah, fuck that.
Were they paid $500,000 for a fucking dress?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I am like appalled at that. I can't even. What the fuck, dude?
I mean, it's a royal dress, you know. It's not a regular dress. It's a royal dress. Buy
like a whole house with that.
Yeah, well,
you could buy several houses with that.
Yeah, I know. A whole house in a nice area with that. Okay, like you can do a lot with that money. You could like feed the children or like save a rainforest or like a square inch of rainforest, whatever. And that's like just the dress. Like, can you imagine what that whole fucking thing costs? Like, that's ridiculous.
I'm sure they wipe their asses with $1 million checks daily.
Yeah, it's fucking like a waste of goddamn money, and everybody's like, "Yeah, let's watch it. Let's watch."
The royal family is one of the richest families in the world. $500,000 ain't shit.
It's fucked, man. It's fucked. Like, not like that. It's fucked that like it's fucked that like people that rich don't know how to use money wisely.
Look, okay,
that makes me sick.
They do a lot of philanthropy work.
Yeah, but like you just throwing it away.
You're just mad about that dress.
It's not even like a cute. It wasn't even cute.
I liked it.
It didn't even sparkle.
Rip it off
if you're gonna wear make it glittery.
Real quick, pissed off Shih Tzu asked, "Why do they do it?" We're talking about the thermostat thing. The reason they do it is because individual stores will turn on the heat or the air when they don't really need to. It's a way of keeping costs down. Now, do they maybe need to adjust their thinking a little bit? Probably, but it's to keep them from. It's the same reason that your office, the thermostat's likely locked behind a little box. It happens.
Somebody asked me if I like Android or Apple. Look, I am Android all the way. Fuck Apple. They can kiss my black ass. But I sold the fuck out of Apple phones. Like, motherfuckers come in like, I'm trying to get the new iPhone. I'm like, how about 5?
James Colley, it may be a royal wedding, but that bitch ain't gonna be queen. No. She's never gonna be queen. Harry's never gonna be king. So, Sarah Plyer, thank you. Have some ice cream on me. Hi, SDA. We missed you.
Hi.
Yeah, John Goodman will be king before she's queen.
I love King Ralph.
King Ralph.
King Ralph was such a great movie. It's so stupid, but so great.
It is. Oh man.
And yes, I am Android all the way. Fuck Apple. It's the same reason I play PC rather than console. I like my stuff to be up to date.
Oh, we have breaking news, or maybe breaking news. I don't know. Maybe this came out earlier in the day. Mother of girl killed in Texas school shooting says her daughter had recently rejected the romantic advances of the 17-year-old charged in the killings. Incel.
Oh, shit.
Incel.
I told you it's going to be an incel one.
Incel.
He went in, specifically targeted that classroom. I'm telling you, at prom season, this is going to be, yeah, that's not a good, yeah. It's a dude who couldn't get laid.
Yeah, the next article is going to say, but don't let that take your attention away from the fact that guns are bad.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Twitter is just being very generous today. Maybe I'll say, oh, well, okay, the Washington Post wants me to pay for their content. Fuck them.
I saw Jessica Valenti tweeting about that, and she was like, you know, toxic masculinity kills and stuff like that. And while that is just over the top and everything, I mean...
That's not toxic masculinity. That's a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, that's him just being absolutely... just being absolutely, like, sick human being, like a completely sick and disgusting and depraved human being. Like,
yeah, I'm like, people get rejected probably every second of the day. Like, there would be no human race left.
Even the vast majority of people who don't take it well do not end up murdering people.
Yeah, like,
thank goodness, right?
I mean, man, shit, I'd have been a serial killer.
But Jessica Valenti said, I don't want to hear another fucking word about enforced monogamy, men's entitlement to women's sexual attention combined with rage over rejection is, men's entitlement to women's sexual attention combined with rage over rejection is deadly enough. Okay. And I get that this is coming out around the same time that the whole Jordan B. Peterson thing is blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not the same thing.
Jump here recommends watching Braving Ruins video on Incel. I'm going to pass. That Nazi can go fuck himself. How was my prom? Ask Check Your Logic. It depends on which one you're talking about. I went to 2. With that, with no other major news stories, how about we move on to hashtag MSS News? Guys, if there's a story you'd like us to talk about, doesn't mean we will, but if it's one you'd like us to talk about, hit us up at the hashtag MSS News over there on the Twitter machine. Can't get to them all, but we do what we can, and we thank you for the submissions. Scribbles. Now, see, that was my radio voice. Yesterday you asked. Yeah, there you go.
That's true. That's true. This one comes from Top Ramen Lewis. Okay. Tandy Newton, the actress, quote, being the first dark-skinned woman in Star Wars is great and awful. Hold up. Did anyone happen to notice that lieutenant in the First Order in The Force Awakens by any chance? Apparently she didn't, but whatever. With roles in Westworld and Solo, a Star Wars story, the actor is at the top of her game. From navigating the industry as a black British woman to brainwashing, the journey there wasn't always easy. Do I really care about this?
So, black girl, Star Wars.
She's not the first she's not the first dark-skinned woman in Star Wars, first and foremost.
I mean, is she the first one with like a super major role? I guess, is that the point?
If that's the quote, I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what? I wouldn't like, you know, as a dark-skinned person, for that to be like the determining factor on how I got a job. They're just like, you're dark and you have a vagina, so come on in. It's just like, oh,
you have a dark vagina.
Yeah, my skill.
Well, we have to make sure that that's dark enough. You know, if that's not dark, then.
This goes on for like several pages, and the headline kind of says enough there.
Everything.
Who cares? Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the movie's either good or it isn't. You're being black or not doesn't have shit to do with shit.
Yeah, and newsflash: the movie's not about you, so piss off.
Yeah, it's called Solo. What else do we have here? Oh, a Florida man. Okay, this one comes from Captain Brambles. If it's going to come up here. Okay. Florida man says he knows who D.B. Cooper was. Ooh. It was his best friend. Ooh. The quest to reveal the identity of D.B. Cooper, the alias of the daredevil who hijacked a Northwest Orient flight from Portland, Oregon to Seattle in 1971 and parachuted out of the plane with $200,000, has come up empty for almost 50 years. But the mystery of the only unsolved skyjacking in U.S. history has fueled a cottage industry of authors, documentary makers, and self-appointed sleuths who believe they've done what the FBI could not, or at least want to make some money claiming they have. On Thursday, a whole new theory emerged from Carl Lauren, an 84-year-old pet sitter who lives in DeLon, Florida. Lauren, the Michigan publishing firm announced at a news conference, his Michigan publishing firm announced at the news conference, has written a memoir detailing the confessions of a longtime friend who supposedly committed the crime. Walter R. Eureka, a former military paratrooper and intelligence operative. Lauren's $17.95 book, $17.95, is entitled D.B. Cooper and Me, a Criminal, a Spy, My Best Friend. One problem, Rika, who lived in Oscoda, Michigan, died in 2014 at the age of 80. A second problem, the FBI closed its D.B. Cooper investigation in 2016. And third, Lauren and his publisher, Principa Media, never vetted their theories with the FBI. And fourth, the FBI said it would reopen the case only if someone found any items related to the hijackers' parachutes or money, neither of which Lauren could dig up.
Real quick, let me get this super chat before it gets off the screen here. Thank you, James Colley. It's all pink in the middle. Dun, dun, dun. Yes.
This goes on for a couple of pages.
There you go. So this guy's claiming he knew D.B. Cooper
without any proof.
No evidence.
Yeah. So it's like the guy who said my father was the Black Dahlia killer, and it's like you've got to, and he based it off of a photograph his dad had of a woman that kind of looked like the victim. Yeah.
Or how many times have we heard where Jimmy Hoffa's buried?
Man,
that motherfucker must have been put through a wood chipper because he is buried fucking everywhere.
No, I know exactly where he's buried, and that is my secret motivation for Moonbase.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, they left him on the moon in the last flight to the moon. They took his body up there because the government did not want anybody to find it. So they took it to the last place anybody would look. The moon.
That makes sense.
Way to keep your secret motivation a secret.
Shush!
Okay.
No one will know. No one will know.
Time out. I keep getting asked about the title. I'm going to teach you how to talk to women when we get into the second hours. Hang around. We'll get to it.
This one comes from Shady Grin. Oh, is this a true story? Well, it's ABC News, so it's more legit than Weekly World or anything. This sounds horrible. Former doctor who slipped abortion drug into girlfriend's tea is sentenced to 3 years in prison.
Okay, yeah.
Only 3, huh? A doctor who slipped an abortion pill into his pregnant girlfriend's tea was sentenced to 20 years. 20 was sentenced to 20 years in prison Friday. However, he will serve only 3. Why bother sentencing him to 20 then? Brooke Fisk was dating Sikander Imran. Sikander, okay. When the Arlington, Virginia doctor slipped a drug into her tea he knew would cause her to have a miscarriage. Fisk was 17 weeks pregnant when she went to visit Imran to discuss raising the child. That's when he slipped a pill into her tea, which caused her to go into premature labor hours later. She was rushed to the hospital, but the infant did not survive. That sounds like murder to me. Imran was arrested in May 2017 and pleaded guilty in March to fetal homicide. Despite Fisk's loss, she argued against a stiff penalty for Imran. The doctor, who lost his license following his arrest, faced a minimum of 5 years and a maximum of 40 years in prison for felony. Quote, "To me, the length of time he serves in prison isn't what's important," Fisk told WJLA. "I think that it is really important that people know that if they are dealing with depression before they do something, they should reach out and get help." What? Imran's lawyer.
Where did that come from?
Well, Imran's lawyer said.
Repeat that?
Okay, so the two paragraphs relate to each other, but I'll repeat it.
Sorry.
I think it's really important that people know that if they are dealing with depression before they do something, they should reach out and get help. Imran's lawyer said he was dealing with mental health problems at the time, including panic attacks, and had threatened suicide.
So his defense was he slipped his girlfriend abortion drugs because he was depressed?
Yeah, he was scared of becoming a father, so I'm going to take the
Fuck off.
Jesus.
Fuck off.
I'm sorry. I thought I'd missed something in the story because that seemed to jump out.
Yeah, that's why I asked you to repeat it.
They put it out of order. That's what was reading.
That's why I was like, I wasn't distracted. That's why I was like, I think my brain just jumped through a wormhole or something because I missed a whole bunch of things because it was like you were like puppies and also weather at noon, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you now. That guy's an asshole. Fuck him.
Colleen Bernier. Let's do a couple from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent, Colleen Bernier. This comes from the Christian Post.
Oh, real quick. Stargazer Nuts said, I know that's not your name, but Monkey said it like that, so now you're Stargazer Nuts in my head. So instead of killing himself, he kills the baby. Yeah, guys, if it ever comes down to killing yourself or your child, kill yourself instead of your child. Okay? Okay, I'm not advocating for suicide. I'm just saying that if you're going to kill somebody else or you, go with you.
Always go with you.
Unless your child's name Damien or your name is Abraham. then you're pretty much okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Monkey gets it. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. Is that an Omen joke?
Yeah. Wow.
Is it?
Wow.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes. I did it.
Yay!
I'm so
happy. Birmingham pastor slams local megachurch as racist, tells blacks to get out of white churches.
Because black churches are much better.
Well, here's the interesting thing. The pastor saying this is black. A controversial longtime Alabama pastor, the Reverend Michael R. Jordan, there's an unfortunate name, of New Era Baptist Church in Birmingham, slammed the Church of the Highlands, the state's largest church, on Thursday as racist and hypocritical, while alleging that their motives behind a planned church plant. What? I'll read it as it's written, as they say. Okay. Slammed the Church of the Highlands, the state's largest church, on Thursday as racist and quote-unquote hypocritical while alleging that their motives behind a planned church plant in the city to help fight crime are not pure. A planned church plant.
A plant, like, are they talking like a manufacturing plant?
Yeah.
Well, that's how it reads to me, but let's see. Quote, whites left the inner city. Whites carried their churches with them. They moved to the suburbs. White folk have proved they don't want to live next door to us or be our neighbors or worship with us, Jordan told the news. Now they want to plant a white church in a black neighborhood under the umbrella of supposedly to fight crime.
So
the real reason
they want to build
I guess a church plant is just another word for building a church, I guess.
Another
way of saying
it. Were they kind of referring to it almost like a drug plant, like planting a drug or whatever? Because they're saying like they're doing it nefariously. So
yeah, this might be lingo that churches use. I think I might have heard this before in something I looked at, where they called churches plants, like planting a seed kind of thing. That's anyway. Okay. White folk have proved they don't want to live next door to us or be our neighbors or worship with us. Now they want to plant a white church in a black neighborhood under the umbrella of supposedly to fight crime. The real reason Church of the Highlands wants to put a white church in a black neighborhood is they have too many black folks at their main campus, and they want them to leave and come to a church in the inner city.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I mean to interrupt. I just love the sentence under the umbrella of supposedly to fight crime.
Yes, that is a direct quote.
Under the umbrella of supposedly to fight crime. That reminds me of the Donna, I think it was Donna Brazil, who said something like, this was a while ago, but like, maybe it wasn't Donna Brazil, I don't know, but like, she was saying the things that was in the gutter or something like that. It was in that Christensen video, but it was like the best quote ever.
So basically what he's saying is that there's too many black people at the white church, so they're making satellite branches to keep the Negroes away.
That seems to be his implication, yeah.
Translation. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
All right, well,
shield's not down.
Here you go.
Well, the thing is, like, they just don't have to go to, because think about it. If their plan is to put a white church in a black neighborhood to get the black people to go there, then you don't go there. You're like, plan failed. They built a building for no reason. Like, I don't get it.
This one also comes from Colleen Bernier, following up on something that Monkey talked about last night, which not many people talked about. And can I read this, or do I have to pay something? Okay, I don't have, apparently I have to pay something. So I'll just read the headline because apparently I can't read the story. The gunman shot at Trump Hotel was a stripper and porn actor who loved Melania Trump.
What?
I wish I could tell you more, but the Miami Herald apparently does not want me to read their stories. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Is it working now? Now it's working. What the fuck? So I click on it twice. I get some overlay ad that says, subscribe now. Now I click on it a third time. Third time's the charm. Okay. Less than a year ago, South Africa native Jonathan Oddi, O-D-D-I, proudly posed behind a backdrop of an American flag, touting his new citizenship. God bless the USA, finally an American, he wrote on Instagram. On Friday morning, he unfurled the American flag inside the South Florida hotel owned by the nation's president, then got into a firefight and chase with police while ranting about Donald Trump, Barack Obama, and, bizarrely, rap mogul P. Diddy, according to law enforcement. Wow, this guy was a prize.
He was all over the place.
Investigators late Friday were still trying to unravel the motivations of Oddi, a 42-year-old fitness junkie and businessman who appeared to become unhinged while attacking the Trump National Doral Miami resort. Oddi suffered police gunshots to the legs and faces charges of attempted murder. Agents raided his nearby apartment to recover phones, electronics, and other evidence that might reveal what led to the bizarre incident. On social media, Oddi lists himself as a fitness instructor, real estate investor, and manager at Pegasus, a business dealing in minerals and gemstones. Wow, man of all seasons.
Oh.
He also had a very Miami side job about 5 years ago. He was a regular stripper for Dancing Bear, a South Florida website that produces videos of raucous staged parties involving women performing sex acts on male dancers who wear bear heads.
I'm not familiar with that at all.
Let's see. Quote, he was pretty laid back, said one former dancer who performed alongside him. He was a pretty decent guy, no real signs of anger management. He was born in South Africa and is of Italian heritage. Okay, so nutball. Yay!
Yay. Real quick, thank you, Cryptic. When a young girl saw a blind person, her mother told her not to stare. She doesn't look at Asians anymore.
Wah, wah.
You're gonna get me in trouble. That's all right though. I love.
How many more you want me?
What time we got? Let's just do one more. So if we can find a fun one. I mean, that was fun.
I'll do this. Fun. I'll do this one for Squishy. This is specifically for Squishy because I look at it and I think of Squishy. Why do I do that? Well, because it's about Burger King. This also comes from Colleen Bernier. Homeless man suing Burger King for wrongfully accusing him of using fake money, which landed him in jail. Oh. Yeah, because that's not good if you get accused of counterfeiting. A homeless man who spent over 3 months in jail after being wrongfully accused of trying to pay for his Burger King meal with a counterfeit $10 bill is now suing the restaurant for nearly $1 million. Emery Ellis, who lived on the streets of Boston, went into the fast food chain in November 2015 to order breakfast when the cashier called the police over the allegedly fake cash. The call resulted in Ellis's arrest for forgery of a banknote, which triggered a probation violation, and he remained in jail without bail until his final probation violation hearing, the Associated Press reports.
Wait, was the $10, was it actually fake, though?
No.
Then how the hell did he... Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Ellis is now suing the fast food chain and franchisee for $950,000 for discrimination, saying he was unfairly treated based on the color of his skin and economic status. Ellis's attorney, Justin Deschler, who is white. Okay, thanks, story.
What the fuck is that? Jesus Christ.
And by the way, it doesn't say who is white. It says who's white. WHL''S. Who's white? Who's white? I don't know. I guess the lawyer.
Wait, that would be who is white. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's just a weird place for a contraction in a piece of journalism. I don't understand why.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
told AP, quote, "A person like me would have gotten an apology, but a person like Emery somehow finds his way in handcuffs for trying to pay for his breakfast with real money." Okay, so that's why they pointed that out.
Yeah, because that's why I asked the question, because I'm like, wait, if it wasn't actually fake, then why did it matter that they tried to do that, and why did he go to jail? That doesn't make any sense.
According to the lawsuit, the Burger King employee refused to give Ellis his money back and threatened to call police if he didn't leave the restaurant. It also states that besides losing 3 months of his life, Ellis suffered from sleeplessness, anxiety, and depression associated with defending himself against this baseless charge that exposed him to potential criminal sanction of life in prison. Wow. Ellis was released in February 2016 after the Secret Service found the money he tried to use was real, and prosecutors dropped the forgery charge. A spokesperson for Burger King Corporation told AP that the company doesn't tolerate discrimination of any kind, but cannot comment on the specifics of the case. They did note that individual franchisees are responsible for training employees and handling legal matters specific to their location. Not our problem. Under the box.
Yep, exactly. We didn't do this. We didn't do this. That was them. And I don't blame them for distancing themselves, because a counterfeit note is something that you can check out pretty easily.
Well, there are corporate and franchise stores, and Burger King, like the corporate level Burger King, the only thing they do is check in on the franchises. They don't necessarily control what happens there.
Sure.
So yeah, I would be like, yeah, they ain't got
fuck them. I mean,
that's on them. Dude, that's fucking that's crazy.
Yeah, we almost had a thing like that here. There was at the local McDonald's. Somebody, you know, they have those pens to check.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, instead of using one of them, the cashier used a yellow highlighter. They'd confused their two markers, and yeah, the police actually got involved in this. And for those of you who don't know, if you use one of those pens, if it turns that color, then it's a counterfeit. And yeah, there was a huge big deal blew up here about that shit. So I still don't understand how he ended up in jail over it.
If it turns the color of a yellow highlighter or whatever? Or
if it turns black, it's okay. If it stays yellow, I forget the exact things. She used the wrong, maybe she used a black marker, and if it turns black, it's wrong. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whichever way it turns, she did it wrong.
I had
I don't know how it works because I've never had to do it. So.
Well,
yeah, back when I worked at the video store, I had a pen that I think, I mean, maybe there's different pens for different things or whatever, but it was like it was a brown pen, but if you put it on a fake bill, it would turn purple or something instead of brown. So if it was anything other than brown, it was counterfeit or suspect.
Yeah, and you got to be careful with those, because if you're using the wrong marker, I just don't understand how this guy ended up in jail over an accusation.
Yeah, like you would think the first thing that they would do is like, was it actually fake? Let's find out.
Plus, how much is he gonna? How much is 900,000 going to the room and board for the last 3 months?
Mundane Matt said it triggered a probation violation because he was arrested for the forgery charge.
Yeah, but it's because he got arrested for a forgery charge. The forgery charge itself was fake.
Yeah, so what the fuck?
Oh, hey, sweetie.
Hi, Lady Monkey.
She's finally come to one of my streams instead of just Scribes.
Nah.
She still don't like you, so no.
I know she don't like me.
Yeah, twisted, bro. Yeah, that's still a little weird, man. That's a little strange.
Yeah, I mean, it triggered. Oh, wait. So he had a different probation violation? Is that what it is? Because the way it makes it sound is that because he counterfeited, that was the probation violation.
Right.
Am I wrong in that?
That's what I was thinking.
Or like getting arrested is the probation violation, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, either way, this guy, he's gonna win.
Our legal system ain't shit, but yeah, he's probably gonna win.
We better hope their umbrella policy's up to date.
Right, Jesus.
Yeah.
With that, guys, that brings us to the end of MSS News. Thank you so much for the contributions. Don't forget, if you have stories you want us to look at, that's hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine. With that out of the way, when we move on to YouTube time, it has become tradition for Satsu to go first, but it was always SDA's job to go first. So SDA, what have you done?
I do have a lot to cover. So you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knock it out, woman. Get it done.
I am working on a Jordan Peterson video, so I guess get your pitchforks ready. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I'll talk. I'll maybe talk about that after that's up. But as far as book stuff goes, I know a lot of you guys have been asking about the audiobook, and that will be up on August 25th. That will be available. And the book that I'm co-authoring will be out on November 24th of this year. So those two things are happening, and the audiobook for that will be out in February of next year. And so yeah, so all that's happening, and there's also a Livescraft merch that's up as well. I've got a Teespring store for that. All that's on Twitter. So yeah, lots of stuff going on.
Oh, send me your link. I forgot to put any links for you in the chat. I just did what I normally do. So
all right. What links do you want?
What links do you want me to put in there?
Here,
send those to me and I'll put them in there. Okay. Satsu.
I didn't upload anything on my main channel, but I uploaded the 3rd episode of our.
Oh shit! You did?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah. 3rd episode is up. The 4th episode is in the queue. That'll be going up tomorrow. So if you guys haven't been catching up, you got a couple episodes to watch of our open server adventures.
In chipmunk mode, it's great.
It is so funny, man. I mean, like I said, I got a couple people who are like, man, it's gonna take some getting used to, but I'm like, it's just our commentary is so much funnier that way.
And that's over on 2 Cents Plus, guys.
Yes, 2 Cents Plus. So if you guys want to check that out, we're only on the 3rd episode of the series. The videos aren't that long because actually the fact that I made them a little faster makes them a lot more compact, because they probably would have been like 22 minutes or something like that, but I managed to make them a little more digestible. And that was kind of the main reason behind the choice. And it just happened to work out because it's hilarious. So check that out if you're interested. Other than that, me and Monkey are going to be playing 7 Days Tonight also on 2 Cents Plus right after Lords of the Night. So the usual suspects can tune in. And if you're not a usual suspect, you should become one.
That brings us to you, Scribbles.
I watched a lot of things today looking for something that would jump out at me for content, but nothing. And I was thinking about this today. It's sort of like I see a lot of things that maybe 6 months ago I would have done a video on, but I feel like aside from the speaker maybe being a different person, what they're saying is so similar to something that I've done previously, or the argument's the same, that just feels repetitious. So I guess a victim of my own sort of being prolific is that if I do too many of these things, I'm winnowing down what actually becomes interesting to me.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, but anyway, so short version, I didn't find anything to work on today, but I will, continue looking around and see if anything strikes my fancy.
Cool. Let's see. The only thing I did, I jumped on with Matt last night on his stream over on Twitch for a little while, and then I spent most of my night watching videos, and today I watched most of a debate. Who all was involved in this? It's Jordan Peterson, Stephen Fry, Michael Dyson, and Michelle Goldberg, and they're debating political correctness, and it's actually really interesting, but. This is an actual debate, guys. This is not people yelling at each other just for the fun of it. So if you're looking for that, don't watch. But otherwise, it's a great debate to watch. This happened just yesterday as part of the Monk debate series. I may actually respond to parts of this. The other videos that I was watching are actually going to be discussed in our second hour. So that brings us to the end of YouTube. What about internet fucketry? Oh, it's been a while since you've been here, SDA. We don't do drama anymore.
Okay.
We do internet fucketry.
Is that different?
No.
It's a little more expansive.
I love how you're like, nope. And he's like, yes, of course.
Well, for instance, it would cover like the chick. What the hell's her name? I asked you guys who she was right at the start of this.
Oh, Mia Khalifa?
No.
No? Oh, okay. The girl who's turning in her gun?
Yeah, it's always is that. Oh yeah, Mia K is
Yeah.
what her name was. Okay,
Yeah, Mia Khalifa is the porn star. Yeah.
Oh, is that who she is? She's a porn star.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, she might be retired now, but yeah, she was.
No more
she was a porn
shots
star.
for her.
Of course, Scribe would know that.
Yeah, she's turning in her gun, and the way she wrote her she made a big Twitter deal about this, and the original post, the way she writes it is that she's doing this to save children. It almost sounds like she's shot kids before.
Yeah, it kind of does. It's
So
kinda
there,
funny.
that's what the fucketry is. It doesn't necessarily have to be the
But
old
it's
style.
drama. Like, don't lie.
Well, we brought it up. It ended up coming to be because I kept talking about shit that I was seeing on Facebook, on YouTube, YouTube Drama Time. Because I'm pretty much the only person who's still fucking dredging around in that dumpster fire.
I do want to mention this real fast because it made me laugh, and I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I'll fuck with him a little bit. Somebody told me I needed to check out yesterday's Kumite, and wow, that show's fallen. Yesterday they had a dude on there who apparently is famous for having mayo on himself.
Having what?
We're having what?
Mayonnaise. It's a fat motherfucker who like eats mayo out of a jar or something and just leaves it in clumps all over himself.
No.
Okay, yeah, plug your ears. I forgot about your mayo thing. But yeah, that was their story all day yesterday. It's a fat dude who sits around.
It? That's all
that's the Kumite nowadays.
Is that what they're doing these days?
Okay.
What they're fucking up
I'm
to?
nobody's judge. Hey, whatever.
All right. Oh, I'm also going to VidCon as well. I'll be at VidCon, by the way, guys. And then 2 weeks after VidCon, I am going to Australia to see Faye, and we will be streaming and stuff. I'll be vlogging all of Australia. So I'll be putting up vlogs while I'm there, and I have a layover, so if the flight's not delayed or whatever, I've got a long-ish layover, so I'll probably do a layover live stream. And I'll announce that before I do it. So I'll do a layover live stream from the airport, just so you guys know.
Somebody, Nagy says that wasn't Boogie. No, it's somebody. The Mayo King apparently is his name. I don't know. I just saw that. I was like, oh wow, okay. Next. Hey, if you guys like watching that, good, more power to you.
Gross.
I don't know that I saw any other fucketry going on.
What's going on with Shoe Off Head or whatever? Shoe on Head.
Okay, Shoe on Head was getting a lot of shit. Her and the TERFs have been going back and forth for a while, and there's some trannies who don't like Shoe because because she's friends with Lauren Southern.
Okay.
And so Shoe wrote this post on Twitter where she basically broke up with Lauren Southern as a friend.
Okay.
What? Like seriously, or is it a joke?
No, seriously. What? She let me. It wasn't like a Dear John kind of letter. It was as you grow, people drift apart, and me and Lauren, we've just kind of drifted apart. And blah blah blah. It was a dumb thing to post, and almost immediately she started getting backlash from it, and so she pulled it down. And now people are just giving her a bunch of shit for that. And then somebody dug up some post that's supposedly from her. I've never verified that it is, where she said, I'm paraphrasing here, guys, but this is the gist of it. Pedophilia is one of two things. In the first instance, it's a kink where people might, pretend to be children with their wife or whatever.
Oh boy.
But they don't actually have sex with children. And then the second one,
like a daddy kink or some shit like that.
Well, it's baby play. That's okay. Whatever.
And she said, they never act on it. And then the second case, it's people who literally can't get off with anything with anybody under 12. And she put, obviously the second one is much more disturbing. I forget the whole gist of the post, but so many people got freaked out because she said it's a sexual kink. And in the way she described it in that first part, she's not wrong. But
I mean,
yeah,
yeah, that's her actually saying it. But I mean, what the hell happened to you, though, like with the Lauren Southern thing? You just saying, so I have a friend, and sometimes we disagree on things.
I think you messed up here. I think she should have. I've said this publicly, and I told her this privately. I think she should have told people to just fuck off. And for the record, this is the first time I've ever communicated with Shoe on Head in private. I've criticized her many, many times, but there's a whole bunch of people, who think anybody who's ever called themselves a skeptic needs to make a video about Shoe on Head because she distanced herself from Lauren Southern. I'm like, I just don't give a fuck. I don't. If you want to make a video on that, go make your fucking video on it. It's not for me to do.
Well, I think
I've criticized her where I think she's wrong. I think she was wrong for doing that, but it's not enough for me to make a fucking video over.
Yeah, I think like Shoe's problem, and this is, I think one of her issues, and this is kind of like the issue that I guess Andy Worski had after VidCon last year, is that like she's too fucking nice. It's like, just chill the fuck out. Like, you're allowed to have friends you disagree with.
Well, shit, I
you
have
don't have to take it up the ass from the trannies. Calm down.
I have friends. Fuck, Matt's in, or it was in chat a few minutes ago. I get shit from people. Why do you like Matt? It's none of your fucking business why I like Matt. Fuck off. If you don't like him, don't watch him. I do. I watch him. I've gotten the same shit over no bullshit. I've gotten the same shit for talking to ranting feminists. I have lots of friends that aren't in my thought bubble. We don't all think the same, and that's a problem in our society right now. Is that too many people don't?
I think it's nice that I've never had that, because I've brought at least 2 or 3 people on now that are what some people would consider direct opposition, like me and Michelle or whatever. Like, we go back and forth on Twitter, but we're cool. Like, I don't have a problem with Michelle at all. But nobody has ever, like, as a matter of fact, when I brought her on, people were like very nice to her, like not like suck up you or anything, but people were asking her actual genuine questions, and like the conversation that we were having was like super civil, and all of my viewers were just like, oh, thanks for having her on, that was interesting. And I was like, oh,
real quick, thank you. Miracle Whip is the bomb. I love Miracle Whip.
Yeah,
a sandwich isn't a sandwich without the zangy tip. The zangy tip. Fucking
oh my God.
I kind of just noticed that like Shoe on Head just kind of doesn't have it in her to stick to her guns on anything. It just seems like she just pussyfoots around everything.
Shoe is a young girl who has an
She's
enormous.
Not that young though.
Hang on, she is young. She's what, 25, 26?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. I got two. How old are you, Satsu?
I'm 27.
Okay, so you're still making your mistakes. Those of us who remember our 20s,
like a boss, by the way, you forgot to say like a boss.
Like a boss. Those of us who remember our 20s know we all have done stupid shit, and this girl is doing it she's got 900,000 followers on or not Facebook, YouTube.
Amazingly.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who say she's trying to please everyone, and she is, and this is a part of immaturity. In having to learn, at some point you have to stand up for what you actually believe and not give a fuck if that offends some people. And I do think she tries to please everyone, and I think it's because she lives so close to the Canadian border.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And like I said, I think it's one of those things that Andy Worski dealt with Francesca Ramsey. Like, and part of it is that like she's too fucking nice in some ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the people who gave her shit over Lauren Southern, she should have told them to fuck off. It's none of their business.
Yeah, like, it's okay if some of the trannies don't like who your friends are. I mean, because that's the thing too, is that who your friends are do not define, what your beliefs are. Like, I'm personal friends with a lot of people I don't agree with. Like, my family has an array of personal political beliefs. And these are people who would support me, to the ends of the earth, who would pretty much do anything for me, who love me more than anything in this world, who are like the closest people to me, who completely think I'm an idiot when it comes to politics.
Serena says Shu is not nice, though. I would grant that. I would say Shu's probably not nice. And if I said that, I stated it wrong. I think she wants to be liked by everybody. And that's a problem.
Well, the thing is, like, the narrative going on right now. She's a fake trans activist. Like she's not, and she actually does genuinely care, about trans people and their issues. And I think once that started to come out, like she was like, okay, wait a minute. Because, because I can understand how if you do deeply care about, people and you've defended them and people are trying to paint you and people are actually catching on because people were latching on to that. And from what I've seen, it seemed like there was people who she didn't think would buy that shit that was buying it. And she's like, oh, I got to do something about this because now my friends are turning on me. So maybe she just fucking, I don't know. It's still immature, but
exactly.
At one point, I said that Michael Rowlands was creepy, and she lost her absolute fucking shit on me. I mean, like, lost her fucking mind. Like, I have her muted on Twitter because of it.
He is creepy as shit.
He is creepy, and I was like, he's creepy. And at one point, he got into an argument with Mara Jane, who you guys know as Bae, and you guys know that, like, and that's who I'm going to visit in Australia for 2 weeks, okay? Like, she's my best friend. I absolutely love her to death. And at one point, they were in, like, a screaming match argument. Michael Rowland sees Mara's kid, and then, like, he goes from screaming at her to, like, freaking out because he's so excited about the baby. And I was like, that was weird and creepy. And she lost her fucking shit because I said that. So, like, that's my personal annoyance with Shu, is that she was like, you're an idiot. No, you're a terrible person. She's just saying that he's a pedophile. And I was like, no, I'm saying that was weird. That's what I'm saying.
There's plenty of reasons to criticize Shu. And ironically, one of the reasons I've criticized her most was her whole, aren't their feelings enough? And when she said that, aren't their feelings enough?
Yeah, I made a video
she was
about
talking about fucking trans people. And the situation is all because people don't believe she cares enough about trans people because she's friends with Lauren Southern. I let that fucking sink in. I'm not defending Shu as a person on a whole. I think she made a mistake here. I don't think it's a mistake that is worth all of the shit that I've seen about it, though. But with that, I did promise people our deep topic tonight was to teach them how to talk to women.
Is that what I'm... I take a sort of, I mean, just because you're right doesn't mean I'm not offended.
Yeah, give me that Satsu line there. Where did Satsu go?
What?
I don't know.
Satsu's not here.
Sassy? What the fuck?
He can't hear you, dear. He's not here. There he is. Welcome back.
What happened?
Fuck it. There's actually, and I didn't even realize this. There's a power button on my keyboard,
and you pressed it.
And I just found out that it works.
Oh God.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I
was scared.
Can you guys hear us?
Can they hear us?
Guys, can you hear us?
Yeah. Hello?
We're being told that we lost sound. What the heck? We didn't do anything. Oh, now we have sound.
Can you guys hear me?
All right, cool.
Can you hear me?
Now, yes. Okay. Okay.
Hello?
The dark. It's dark without.
You guys hear me?
Yes, Scribe. I hear you.
We
Sorry.
can hear you.
I was freaked out because nobody was saying anything. I was like,
Oh, I thought you were asking the audience. I'm sorry.
No, I was asking you. I was like, can you hear me? Because I don't know what's going on.
Cryptic said, by the way, y'all lost audio for 2 or 3 minutes. Well,
that
okay.
Sucks.
We were okay. So what had happened was, Monkey was like, we're going to teach you how to talk to women. And then I was like, that's why I'm here. And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, and he was like, that's because you're a cynical bitch. And I was like, ouch. And he was like,
because I'd already invited you on before I decided that this was going to be the title of the stream tonight. And I'm like, oh, she doesn't, this is not a good fit. Because come on. Don't act like, come on.
What?
Come on. Anyhow.
What? I'm so upset right now.
Lady Monkey says, you said talk to women, then we lost all sound. Well, that's the universe answering the question for me.
I'm like,
you're okay. So let me tell you what led to this. As I told you guys last night, I've been binge watching.
Are you okay?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay.
I've been binge watching Base FZZ, however you say his name.
Yeah,
if you want me to say your name correctly, spell something I can read. And by the way, that is a very small list of things. Ask nuts. But I was watching Base, and I actually ended up watching a video from his from like Base Fuzz. Thank you. From like 2 years ago, where he's actually discussing how to talk to girls, and he tells this story about how he'd been in a cafeteria and he ate there several times a day or several times a week, and he saw this girl there often, and he finally decides he's going to go up and talk to her, and he goes up and talks to her, and he says to her, I've seen you here, and I just wanted to come up and talk to this beautiful woman and see how you were doing and get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he said it, I'm like, no. And then he goes on to tell about how they had a little conversation, and she was excusing herself from the conversation. She had to go somewhere, and it's like, well, where are you going? Like, no. And after this, he tells a story about how one of his friends knew this girl, and they had been talking about him, and she's like, I don't know him, but his friend showed her a picture of him, and she's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I ran into him once, and he was kind of creepy. And he took offense to this. He's like, well, I don't understand why I was creepy. That's just her being entitled. She thinks everybody should. Yeah. And again, this is from 2 years ago. His ideas may have changed since then, but I'm watching this, and I've seen so much with the incels lately, and all of this. Girls just won't talk to me. They only want the chads. This is what you guys are doing wrong, and you're not gonna want to believe this, but it's absolutely true.
Sure, I'm not a good person to have here for this.
You may be better than I thought. We'll see.
Okay.
The problem that guys have with going up and approaching girls like this is that you're not being honest about what you're approaching them for. You're not approaching this woman to get to know her, and hashtag not all before somebody jumps that at me. You're specifically in that trying to get laid.
Okay. All right. First of all, let's not hashtag not all, because hashtag yes all. Don't like.
Well, no. See, I see this a lot of times because I have no problem talking to pretty girls, even though I know a lot of guys do. And here's the reason: I don't want anything from them. And there are fucking pretty women everywhere. I'm not impressed by them. But if you're going into it and you want something from them, and you're not naturally charismatic, like say a Bill Clinton type, you're just a normal guy, and you're going to talk to her, and that's in your mind the whole time, you're going to come off like a creep.
Yeah, if you're trying to like play it off as, oh, I just want to get to know you. Yeah, if you're trying to like,
you were beautiful. Yeah. No, don't do that. What you want to do is talk to him like a human being. Go up. He could have gone up to her. Hey, I've seen you here a few times, and I thought maybe I could talk to you. That would be so much different than hey, saw you here. I think you're kind of cute, and I want to put my dick in you. Because that's how it comes off. The secret to talking to women, guys, is they're human. Talk to them like people. Don't go into it with the idea, I'm going to put my dick in this. That might be in the back of your mind, but go into it with, I want to meet this person. Because if you met every guy like that, if every guy who talked to you came off like they wanted to put their dick in you, you wouldn't talk to them either.
I mean, any time I've ever successfully talked to a random attractive girl, it was always when I was able to spot some type of common ground that I could have a conversation with them.
Yep.
With. And I started with that. Like I just, and we would kind of go on from there.
I mean, I think that's kind of the same thing. Like if you're going to talk to any stranger, like not like, let's just take like the mattress mambo out of there. If you're just going to have a chat with anybody, walking up to any random person and just being like, hi, let's chat is like, okay, what?
Dude, I even talked to a girl about her phone, like when I was selling phones.
Time out real quick. Lady Monkey says none of them can see you in chat. Satsu, can you guys hear him okay?
Yeah, they said they can hear me. They just can't see me. I'm a ghost spotter right now. I'm cool with that.
He's Black Jesus, y'all.
Right. I'm incognito.
Holy ghost form here. But no, my little brother used to ask me in high school all the time, how do you talk to girls? Because I asked Lady Monkey, all of my friends were girls. There's no secret to it. Go into it like Satsu. That's an excellent point. Find something at some common ground. And we both eat here, and I like your tits is not common ground.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, you know, like I saw a girl. I sold phones for a living, and she was using this phone, and at the time she was like complaining about her phone, and I'm like, got a piece of shit, huh? And like a 15-minute conversation came out of that.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it too, I mean, how many times have you been in like a long line for something and then just ended up chatting with a stranger or whatever? Mm-hmm. Like, not even just in the context of trying to like get laid or talk to somebody you thought was attractive, but just ended up in like a funny conversation with a stranger about something.
Yeah.
Because you have like some kind of common ground. Like, same principle applies.
Well, see, there's also the problem that if a woman came up to a guy and said, you know, I think you're very attractive, I don't know many guys that would be like, you're a creepy bitch. Most would be like, well, thank you. And that would be the highlight of our fucking week.
Shit, if I was a kid, my response would be like, bitch, quit playing.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah, but you're the downer who had the bad life.
Oh, man.
Well, I think, I guess like the difference though is that with like women, guys, I mean, like guys are bigger than you, and you know, like there is that biological difference of like you could get manhandled and murdered like a lot more easily.
Tyler says, how do you find common ground if you don't try to talk to them? I notice things. This guy said that he always noticed that she was like reading books there.
Talk about books.
Yeah.
Or the book she's reading. If you've seen that you've read the book she read, or ask her, is that book good? How's that book? Like that's the simple way to start that conversation. And either she'll say it's good and I'm trying to keep reading it. And at that point you realize she's saying, get the fuck out of here, and you get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
But if she's like, oh, it's great, would you like to hear what it's about? Like, sure. There you go. Conversation start. It's just paying attention to your surroundings and not focusing on your dick, and focusing on the person who you're actually about to engage, because that's what matters. And they notice that shit because they're like, yeah.
Thank you, Jenna P. For Grand Monkey, next 3 pounds of M&Ms, hashtag not for Candace. That's right, guys. Don't forget, I am still raising money to take money away from Candace Owens. You can donate right here. And thank you, Diesel Dave. As a trucker, we do that all the time, SDA.
I don't know what you do all the time. Now I'm confused.
Talking to people randomly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I think like that's just something that happens kind of whenever you're in kind of an annoying situation, like if your flight's delayed or something's taking forever, or like the machine's down, or like the elevator's taking forever. Oh my God. Or like, God, this is broken. Fuck that. Like people start talking to each other.
Yeah, because otherwise it gets awkward for the most part.
And just like having a chat, or like this line's taking so long. Why is it taking so long? Somebody better be dead.
BG says, it's not always fun to have a girl come on to you. They can give off a creeper vibe as well, just not as easily as a guy can. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I've never received a compliment from a woman or a man and not felt complimented. I am a beautiful person. I expect people to enjoy beauty, and I don't mind them telling me, but I'm also Monkey, do not forget about confidence. Confidence is part of it. It can be, but coming off as the slightly shy guy can work for you too. It depends. I mean, if you're not confident, you do not want to make your first attempt at walking up to the most beautiful woman you've ever seen and doing it then, because you're going to fall on your face and never want to do it again.
Well, here's an interesting thing about the confidence thing, because I've seen some people and hung out with some people who claim like, oh, I'm super shy around people and blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, whenever I saw you talk to a female that you wasn't trying to fuck, the conversation went smooth. Like you would think that you would have conversations all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, so I don't know. It's a little, I don't know if I buy that too much. Like, because the problem is you're thinking with your dick too much. Like you're thinking like, hopefully I can fuck this girl if she talks to me. And it's just like, you need to be like, actually, just like you had that conversation with the chick you wasn't trying to fuck. Like, it got to be, just have a conversation with this person. There's a person in front of you. Like, it's not that hard.
Exactly.
Well, the thing with confidence, it's not necessarily confidence as so much as if you're like not in it for the confidence, then get in it with this. get in it with a positive attitude and don't say like negative things about yourself. Now, negative things is not the same thing as like a good self-deprecating joke. Self-deprecation is fine. It's funny. It's humorous. But saying things like I'm like genuinely like negative things about yourself is a stupid thing to do. Don't do it. Okay. If somebody was like trying to sell you a car and they were like, this car is a broke ass piece of shit. It's not going to do anything for you. Windshield wipers don't work. The blinkers are fucked. Also, the everything's gonna fall apart. You'd be like, okay, never mind. So, like, don't be super negative about yourself. You can be negative about yourself in private when you're crying in a corner, rubbing mayonnaise on your tits. All right, that's fine.
Whoa!
But what?
So you saw Kumite.
But you know, when you're talking to somebody trying to, you know, be a normal human being, you know, be nice to yourself, maybe.
The most important thing, and Satsu and I both hit on it, is you're way too upfront about what your intentions are. And that's not I'm not telling you to hide your intentions. I'm telling you to change your intentions. Don't look at her as, oh, there's a hole I can hit. That's not really the point. It can be the hopeful end goal. Ask Lady Monkey, how you doing, baby? How you doing?
Hey, baby.
I wasn't shy at all about meeting her. I'm not, again, and get over being impressed by pretty women. There's pretty women fucking everywhere.
Yeah, Monkey.
I think you can be kind of. Sorry.
What were you saying, Satsu?
I said, you remember I told you the story about the chick who I wasn't being straightforward with? And she told me later on that if I was straightforward, she had gave me the cheeks. And I was like, oh, shit.
I do have a story kind of like that.
Oh, don't pretend you ain't impressed, lady. Come on.
I have a story kind of like that where somebody was like super not straightforward and I did something.
Oh,
what?
And hold on.
What'd you do?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Real quick, the reason Lady Monkey hates my ego is because she knows it's justified. She had to hit the crack pipe before she can tell the story.
Oh my god!
I was wondering what the fuck that was. I'm like,
that's me vaping. Sorry.
That's her method. It's her
dude. I swear to God, I thought like the voices came back. I was like, shit, what the fuck? I was getting nervous. All right, go ahead. SDA, let's hear this because I'm curious.
Is your mom listening?
I'm like making sure she's not. Like, I'm like, you need to stop listening to this because you don't want to hear this story. All right, cool. They just stopped listening. Awesome. All right, so when I lost my virginity, I'm going to tell you guys this story. What had happened was, I had a best friend, and it was his 19th birthday. This is the one that passed away, and he was gay. And he was having his 19th birthday party, and he had a couple of friends who were best friends. And I was like 16, about to turn 17. And I was just like, I just want to get my virginity done and like over with. I just want to like get somebody to shove it in there and get it over with. Like,
wow, isn't it romantic?
Yeah, I didn't care. I was like, let's just get it done. So what I did was there was I banged a dead gay dude. That's the story. Anyway, so the first guy came over the night before the party to help us set up or whatever. And he was cute enough and all that. And so I was like, yeah, he'll do. Screw it. But we got to talking.
Yeah.
We got to talking, and he was like, you want to go out on a date like next Saturday? I was like, yeah, sure. And then the next day, we were talking, and he was like, oh, I'm a Christian, and I just want to wait till marriage. And I was like, God damn it. So then when his best friend got to the party, yeah, I know. I was like, fuck. And then his, like, except I can't. And then his best friend got to the party, and his best friend was like, he was all right. But he was also, this was after my lesbian relationship, so don't worry about it. Anyway, so his best friend was at the party, and then he was like, he'll do. So I slept with his best friend, and they are no longer best friends. And I ended up getting death threats over this whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a mess. But it worked. So.
Oh, my God.
But turns out he was not a virgin, and he was just saying that to try to lull me into a false sense of security. So he was like being super not straight up, and I ended up sleeping with his best friend. So,
guys, we're moving on here to your time. Questions, comments, concerns. Now's the time to throw them in the chat, and we'll try to pay attention to them. And what reminded me of that is that somebody said too much. Who was this? Caffeination. Too much woke male virtue signaling tonight. No. I'm honestly trying to help you here. As somebody, how do I put this, who's never had a problem getting his dick wet, I am trying to help you.
whoa, pause. There's an SDA lesbian story. Yeah, SDA is bisexual, and she has had girlfriends.
She used to date a crazy lesbo.
Yeah.
On the Isle of Lesbos.
If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, if you want a more specific answer to anything that we were just talking about, now would be the time to throw it in there. Ranting Monkey, do you think you would make a good Wade Wilson Deadpool? Of course, I'd make a good anything. I'm awesome.
Monkey, your confidence is it's inspiring.
Well, you know, I this is something with YouTubers, and I've mentioned this before. I'm surprised how many of them are so shy or have social anxieties and say, you ask Lady Monkey, this is me. I'm as conceited as I sound.
SDA has scissored, and SDA can confirm it doesn't feel very good.
Weren't you afraid of getting stuck together?
No, that's not a thing.
It's not fucking paste, Monkey.
Yeah.
No, you have two cavities. You have moisture.
That's not where you like touch though. You're supposed to like rub the clits together.
Yeah, but you could slip. You're
No.
not supposed to fall down the stairs. I do it all the
together,
time.
Monkey?
Did you tell the story of how you ruined my shopping trip today? I did, Lady Monkey. I told that story at the top of the show, and I didn't do it. It's not my fault. Little Butt wanted to come see me.
He loves her grandpa.
We have a special relationship. She's my little best friend, and she has a best friend in school now, which is great because she needs friends her age, not a crippled old man to be her best friend. But I mean, we spent so much time together, and yeah, she's always very concerned about my health and stuff.
Oh.
She made sure that Grandma got me a soda because that's Grandpa's favorite. It's my girl. Death Discord. What the hell?
What?
I don't know. There's a question that just says Death Discord.
That like Death to Disco?
Disco needed to die.
Oh, yes.
You sound good, Monkey. Are you heavily medicated? I hope. Kind of.
Is that like being a little pregnant?
I took my medicine. I took Motrin about 2 hours before the show. Usually I take it with my medicine as I start the show. So that's already kicked in, and it's helping. I don't need help with that. What I do need help with is the problem of crazy racist white girls who think I'm trying to bed them because I said good morning to one of them. Okay. You're going to run into that, and no matter what, crazy people exist. I would suggest not trying to bed that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've had
crazy bitches exist.
Yeah, because the feminist shit, that's kind of because I actually had a girl on Facebook ask, like, why, what the fuck? And she was like genuinely asking, like, why the hell are men acting afraid to talk to me? Like she was just like, this is just a general question. Like, I just want to know. I just noticed that most men that I see right now, I can see them like doing passing glances and shit like that. And she like, they won't speak to me. And I'm just curious, like, what the fuck, what happened? And I had told her like, well, this kind of thing that's been going on for a while, it's not okay to just talk to women now.
Even before that, I mean, guys have always had a problem approaching women. It's just you didn't also used to have the worry of somebody crying rape or you ending up on Facebook because, oh my God, this guy talked to me. A fucking actress did that, wasn't it? Wasn't that who it was? A couple what, a year ago now?
Well, Brie Larson shamed this guy for trying to get her number at the TSA or something. She was going through the airport, and a guy said, you're very, you're beautiful. Can I get your number? And she was like, oh, this rape culture or this toxic masculinity or whatever. For fuck's sake.
Flirt shaming.
Scribe, even though you didn't read my story, can you look at it later and let me know what you thought of it? That's from MASH.
Sure. I will make a note. I will do a monkey, and I will make a note.
There has to go. See you later. Hope you have a good night. Hypothetical from Jim Healers. You got a tattoo that you now regret. What is it? I see. I'm not a tattoo person, so
I've got 5, and I like them all.
I like my tattoos.
I don't. Yeah, that's not a realistic hypothetical for me. Because
the only ones I would regret is if you never want to get names of anyone alive because your relationship can change unless they're your children. Unless you have suspicion.
I mean, but then your kid could shoot up a school.
Well, that's what I mean. It's anyway. So the smart thing to do: don't get anybody's name unless they've already passed away and they can't upset you any further. And for me personally, I don't get anything commercial. All the tattoos I have I designed myself. They're not corporate anything. They're not cartoon characters. They're just little things that are for me, and they're placed in places that are covered up by regular clothing because they're not necessarily for just display purposes. So.
Yeah, all of mine are in places where they're easily covered up for now. That might change when I get a lot older. And I'm way more established as a human person, adult person thingy.
So Scribe, nobody's seen your lower back tattoo?
You're right. No one has seen a lower back tattoo of mine, ever.
Pissed Off Shih Tzu says, Monkey, have you thought about being a life coach? I think with your straight talk, you would be good at it.
I said this yesterday, Anthony Robbins. It's Colin.
I think I would be a great life coach, actually. And this is a true story. My friend went through a divorce, and it hit him really hard, of course, because it wasn't his choice. And he ended up getting medicated for it because he was severely depressed. And then they wanted him to go see a psychologist. And me and him would talk, and then he'd go see a psychologist, and he'd come back, and he'd go, "You said exactly what she said." And at one point, she actually told him, you should just listen to your friend because he's right about this stuff. And that's it. Being logical has its advantages and noticing patterns. Whatever possessed you to get your eyebrow pierced, some dumb American. I think the middle part of her name there says it all.
Womp womp.
I put it back in, but it's because I like it.
Some blonde American.
So.
Okay, is your mom listening again?
No, why?
Oh, because I was going to say hi to her. I haven't said hi to her. So she can hear this later. Hi, SDA's mom.
She's going to hear this later when she listens to her daughter's story.
Yeah.
Let's see. Scribe has an ass tat. What?
Oh, yeah. No one has ever seen a tattoo on my ass before. It's true.
That's right. I verified it.
Yes. There's many places on my body that no one has ever seen a tattoo before.
Monkey or Scribe? How did Grand Monkey saying hi Scribe before his videos come to be? And how do you guys and her parents feel about her being part of 2 intros of 2 different channels? How did it come to be? Little Butt loves Scribe. She really does. And I don't remember how exactly that recording came to be. I know she came down and she recorded some stuff for me. And one of the things I had her said was, hi, Scribe. Her parents have no problem with her being part of it. And I think it's great that she is because she's cute and she deserves attention.
I loved it. As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, that's perfect. And I just made it part of the routine because it just
oh God.
Lovely.
She is so big now. She has whole conversations with you, sometimes about nonsense, but she is just so chatty these days. And it's real little people talk. It's great.
Real little people talk. Unlike those fake little people.
Well, it's not. I've seen some kids her age who still do baby talk and shit, and it drives me nuts.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I never have talked. If I talk to a child, even a baby, I might soften my voice, but I don't do baby talk. I don't coo at them. I just talk to them like normal, like they're a person, because they fucking are. Let's see. Yeah, Grand Monkey does. Lady Monkey says Grand Monkey loves Scribe. She asks about him often. She does.
Aw.
Scribe's dick tat is of a woman. Oh, sorry, is of a worm, but it turns into a viper.
Oh
Damn, Lady
God.
Monkey. That's from my wife.
No. The dick tat says welcome aboard.
Gross.
Reminds me of the old joke. I'm gonna get a $100 bill tattooed on my dick because my wife can blow money. Did you forget to promote movies you should have watched? I think, did we today?
Not yet so far. I was going to make sure to mention at the end of the show, but you're more than welcome to, obviously.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll drop it right here. We're going to watch A Knight's Tale. That'll be 3 p.m. tomorrow on my channel, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific.
Yep, I watched it this morning to get ready and took all my notes. So I'm good.
I fucking love that movie.
Did I tell you guys about the old couple that I encountered in Target that was telling me about the tattoo they had?
No.
Yeah, they were married for, I think she said 50 years they had been married at this point. And I was talking to them and they were like bikers or whatever.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and I don't know how this conversation came up. I'm just setting up their phones at this point because the whole thing was over. Like the sales process was done. I was just setting the phones up. So we were just chilling at this point. And she started telling me about crazy stories, like shit that they then got into or whatever. And she was like, you want to hear the reason why my husband doesn't go down on me anymore?
Oh,
and I'm just like, no, but I'm sure you're going to share.
I'll listen if you tip me.
So what she said she did is she got tired of him asking her to blow him because that was like his go-to. And she was like, I just got sick of it. He used to ask all the time and it really frustrated me. So what I did out of spite is I got a tattoo of his face with his mouth as my vagina. So now every time he fucks me, he can suck his own dick. And I was like,
nice.
And I was stuck. I didn't know what to say. I was just like, oh my God.
I think that just broke my brain.
I couldn't believe it.
That's insane.
The fucked up part is I looked over at him for verification and he gave me that like nod where he like, yeah, that happened. And I'm just like, oh God, really?
Holy shit.
Oh. And I'm just like, I couldn't imagine. I cannot imagine.
I'm not sure whether to be horrified or impressed at the depth of their commitment to one another, that's a thing that they're still together after.
Yeah, because I'm like, you still like, Yeah. Well, he was like, needless to say, doggy style is my
Jesus Christ.
God.
Oh my God. That is hilarious. He was like, you don't know, like you would never be able to experience what it's like to like stick your dick in a hole that looks like your own face. And I'm just like, nope, sure won't, hopefully, because oh my God, that is terrible.
You come home one day, Squish is gonna have your face down there.
We
need to start a GoFundMe for that.
She's gonna be making calls to 911. Like, I am severely unfucked. Like, I need help. Jesus.
Oh my God, I don't even know how to follow that up.
That was the funniest thing I ever heard at work.
That's the funniest thing I've heard this week. At least.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm just like, y'all been married this long? Apparently, like, he did some almost equally. I mean, well, that's like permanent though. That's a prank that never ends.
Yeah.
But apparently, he's done some pretty fucked up shit to her also. But yeah, they seemed to, like, it was weird too because they had been together. Like you said, they've been married for like 50 years or whatever, and it seemed like I was talking to like, you know, like a fresh couple. You know, it didn't seem like two people that have grown to just kind of be sick of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, man, more power to you. That's awesome. Sure. You guys have been together and you're happy. But that's fucked up.
Yeah, no, that's nuts.
It is amazing the stories that customers will tell you.
Oh yeah, they'll tell you anything, man.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you ask for it or not, they will just tell you all their shit.
Yeah, because you're safe for the most part, most times, because you're not associated to anybody else that they know, and they don't have to explain anything to anybody.
Yeah, like this one time, this woman came in right after she had like just decided to divorce her husband at the bar I was working at. And so she just like came in with her mom, and she and her mom like got drunk off of gin and tonic for like hours and hours, just sitting in this booth like drinking nothing but gin and tonic. And they were just like talking to like me and various like wait staff around the restaurant, and it was like a mess. It was, people are a mess.
Yeah, you learn a lot of shit, a lot of things about people that you did not want to know.
Yeah, right. You're like, okay, yeah. And like this one time, this couple came in and they got drunk off tequila shots, and this other guy was in like from like noon, and he had had like 6 beers, and they were talking about something, and the guy who was by himself like yelled across the bar something along the lines of, "Oh, you have yeast infections too?" And she was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "My ex-wife used to get those." And so they're like, it's shouting across the bar about yeast infections, about like how fecal matter gets up into your vagina and shit. And it was like, what the fuck? What? Just like screwing. And I'm like, you can't, okay, like, first of all, you have to have that conversation in public. Secondly, can you like scoot closer together if you're going to do it?
No, right, at least. Fucking Jesus.
Screaming across the bar. And she was like, "So what do you do to help with the pain when you get the fecal yeast infection?" It was like, oh my God. And it was like,
I hope you wash those chairs really well.
Yeah.
Oh, Jenna P.
So
I think she's asking SDA a question.
What?
It's not anyone I know birthday, but so SDA gets to hear the updated birthday song with Sassy's sassiness. Could you sing it anyway?
No, that's a special thing just for birthdays. Oh, excuse me.
My sassiness is not something you can just order like fries.
Somebody has to be born, goddammit.
Damn right.
A human person has to be pushed or cut out of the vagina.
That's right.
And then has to make a whole trip around the sun. More than once.
Several times.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a story to go with this, and the only one I can think of is really not appropriate.
Oh, do it.
It's gross.
Yeah. Does it?
It was actually people who worked at the store.
Okay, do it.
And they were like the grossest couple ever.
It's my kids.
And this was right after KY came out with their warming gel.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
With that kind of preamble, I can't imagine where this is going.
Oh, yeah, it gets better. So the lady, and I don't know how to describe her other than she kind of looks like Jabba the Hutt had sex with somebody with Down syndrome. No, I'm not being mean. That's actually what she looks like.
I'm not being mean.
She's telling this story about how her and her husband tried the new warming gel.
Oh my God.
And it became apparent very quickly that they were not having vaginal sex. They used it for butt sex. And she mentioned it, she said, it really burned, but the worst part was it made her hemorrhoid hurt.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
And I'm just trying to picture the kind of guy, and if you knew him, it would make sense that, like, look, baby, I know this hurts your ass. I know you have a hemorrhoid, but I'm gonna finish. Yeah, with warming gel and a hemorrhoid, and apparently it bled a little bit. But yeah, that's the worst story I ever heard from a customer. You already told the story. I've told so many stories.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
That's a new one for me.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of it.
Yeah, and if like the three of us haven't heard it, I don't feel like he's told it.
I think I might have mentioned it before. I don't know if I've told that much of it. Thank you, Cryptic. Faith in Mine Date of womb discharge is tomorrow. Cool.
Date of womb discharge.
Date of womb discharge. Well, you guys aren't streaming tomorrow, and Cryptic is Cryptic, and I love Cryptic. Can you sing for him?
Cryptic, Faith, would you like us to sing? Oh, apparently Faith's is in 1 hour and 20 minutes. So yeah, we don't have a show tomorrow. Why didn't you guys tell me this sooner?
Yeah.
Did you guys tell us and we just ignored it?
Because they were trying to make me think that I was going to
Cryptic, please. I want them to sing for you. For me.
Faith says no with, what is that, 5 exclamation points? 4?
Guys.
And Cryptic says don't. So Cryptic, Faith, are you out there? Are you listening? This one's for you guys.
I sing too.
And a 1 and a 2.
Happy birthday
to you.
Just one stream. Just one.
Happy
birthday to you.
To you.
Is that too much to ask? I don't think it is.
Happy birthday, you ungrateful motherfucker.
People who don't want us to sing. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Kill me now.
Happy birthday, guys. I hope you guys have a great birthday. I really do. Those are 2 long-time watchers of the show. And in all seriousness, I hope you have a great birthday tomorrow.
I'm glad I was here for that. I love you guys. And I like Sassy's edition.
Mr. Potato says, my birthday can't come fast enough. I'm with you. Mine's a long way away. Let's see.
I thought, I was like, this is it. This is the stream. I'm gonna make it through a whole stream with no birthday stuff. Nope.
How do you outline a story with episodic chapters?
Faith, that is not nice.
What?
I'm here every night despite the singing.
Wow, thank
How
you.
do
You're
you
welcome.
make characters switch sides in a way that makes sense? You outline a story and you make the chapters episodic, and you just make the story that way. You just do it. And you give the character a realistic motivation to switch sides. I mean, I guess it depends on what it is, but if they need a reason to switch sides, so as long as they have a reason that makes sense.
Terry, why are you going to hide your birthday from me?
Terry.
He says for Satsu, Satsu, I promise not to mention when my birthday comes around.
Terry, you traitor.
Satsu's not the only one here. What about me?
Satsu's the only one that matters. Let's put it that way.
Do you like high fantasy? So the book that's I'm co-authoring that's coming out in November is actually high fantasy. It's high fantasy that's sort of sci-fi-ish. It's high fantasy, but it's like if high fantasy had looked more sci-fi-y. So it's not really like sci-fi. It's more it's like all magic based, but the world kind of looks more sci-fi-ish, if that makes sense.
Jen said, I didn't tell you my birthday either because I didn't want the singing. Jen.
The hell?
Jen.
But yeah, I really like high fantasy.
I have a question for Cryptic, and I'm being deadly serious here. Do Asians do something weird for their birthday? Like in Asian land? I'm not sure which
Asian. What is this? Is you feature Disneyland?
Asian land. I don't know which part of Asia Cryptic's from. So,
what kind of Asian are you?
Terry says I could tell you now, and when it is, and trust by the time it happened, you forget. No. I would write that shit down. I'd
write it down too. I would put an alert in my calendar.
Oh my god, that's serious shit.
Yeah.
I'd remember to buy some rope for that day.
Satsu?
Yes.
It's politically incorrect to hang a black man.
Not if you do it yourself.
I'm just that would make you racist. That would make you racist.
That was amazing.
It's an enigma, is what it is.
Dude, that was probably the worst exchange I've ever had with Monkey.
Not if you do it yourself. I love that. Was so like weirdly adorable.
That was great.
We are getting
that was perfect.
Oh God. The only countries I know about in Asia are Japan, China, Vietnam, Singapore, India, and Korea. I don't know if Russia counts. Yes, Russia is in both, isn't it? It's Eurasian.
Yeah.
Technically, the Jews are from Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
The Jews are Asian. SDA, how do you go about co-authoring? I'm co-authoring with my best friend from high school. So, we write sometimes in the same room. Sometimes we'll write what parts of the chapter that we want to write. I don't know how to like go through the whole process right now. It would take forever, but just in the process of writing a chapter, we'll go through parts that we want to write. And if we get to a part we don't want to write, we'll like make a note, fuck you, you do it. Which is exactly what we write in there. And then we just pass it back and forth and edit it until it's done. And then we go through together and read it out loud to each other and edit together so that it's seamless, so that it, doesn't, and so that it's not like two people wrote it.
Let's see. We got 4 minutes left. Don't forget, guys, after this, probably about 11:15-ish is what we've been shooting for, basically. We'll be over on 2 Cents Plus we're playing 7 Days to Die, right?
Yeah, we play Dying Light on Sunday.
Yeah. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, will be on my channel, me and Scribbles, doing movies you should have watched, featuring A Knight's Tale, starring Heath Ledger and other people. Let's see. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, me and Satsu will be playing Dying Light.
Dying Light.
Serena, don't look at it that way. Your birthday is coming up.
Let's see. What else do we got? My birthday's already passed. Serena, when was your birthday?
For this.
Man, lots of people talking about their birthdays now. You know you want me to sing, deal. Jew Asians. Yeah. God damn it, Faith. Jewsians.
Look, if you're Jewish and Japanese, you're Japanese.
Japanese?
Yeah, Japanese.
Well, technically, Jews are Asian. Well, if they're from Jerusalem, Israel. Fuck.
Well, kind of the same.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, but if you're Jewish and Japanese, then you're Japanese.
But then again, so are the Iranians. Oh God. Maddie, did you say your birthday September 11th? I have a friend whose birthday is September 11th. Poor bastard.
Yeah, how dare he?
Yeah.
I have walked out of the restaurant when the staff started to recognize my birthday. Why? Why are people so afraid of their birthday? I love being recognized.
I love my birthday. Like, I have a birthday month. I'm like, it's April 1st, and it is my birthday until April 30th, motherfucker.
Thank you, Nuts, for putting in the link to 2 Cents Plus. Don't forget to subscribe over there, guys, and send your friends over if they like games or they like funny commentary, because we do both.
Speaking of that, Monkey, in the past 2 days, we've gotten 13 subscribers.
Wow.
Sweet.
I was just like, holy shit.
Thank you, Cryptic, for answering, because my question actually was sincere, but I actually never celebrate my birthday. It's my family thing. Asian people do celebrate like everybody else, but with a shitload of food and booze. Oh, so like Irish people. Your birthday's April 1st. Oh,
that really sucks.
I don't know if that would be the best birthday ever or the worst birthday ever. I know the worst birthday is Christmas. That sucks.
Yeah. Me and Jesus.
Yeah. You're 20, turning 21, so born in 97. What's it like having your birthday on that date since the 11th? Oh, you're talking to whoever it was that has it on the... Yeah. Oh, look, it's my birthday. Everyone's depressed.
Yeah, woohoo! Turning 21 on September 11th. Let's go again.
Let's celebrate the fact that I'm still alive.
Well, my daughter's is on Pearl Harbor Day.
That's not that.
Well, at least
it's
only
not
really
anymore,
old people are.
It still gets recognized as that, and
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Cryptic, I'm kind of the same. I actually forgot my last birthday until I asked Monkey to sing for me.
No.
See, that's what we're here for. I I fucking love my birthday.
I
I
used
count
to be
down to
like
it.
that. I used to be like that though. I used to be one of those people that was like, I'm not gonna celebrate my birthday, but then like my best friend who passed away was like, oh really? And then he's like the person that dragged me into actually being excited for my birthday. And so now I'm like, well, now I gotta be excited about it.
Well, it's like this. You don't get many days that people celebrate that you exist. And
Yeah,
you
now
might
it's
as
a birthday month, and it's like I'm the princess for a month. Bow down to me, motherfucker.
I knew a girl back in college whose birthday was Valentine's Day. I would get her the worst presents ever.
Fucking Valentine's Day.
No, Serena, her birthday's on April 22nd. She's saying that she just starts celebrating as the month begins.
Yeah. We go on April because his birthday was on April 5th. So like on April 1st, he was like, you know, my birthday is on April 5th. Yours is the 22nd, and like we just go hard all month, and it's gonna be fun. And I was like, I guess. And I got into it pretty quickly.
Somebody asked your birthday, Scribe. Scribe doesn't actually share his exact birthday with us.
Yeah, it's. I'll just say that it is sometime this month. It may have already happened. It might be oncoming. I'll worry about it. Consider the first day of June my birthday for any other purposes because I'm just paranoid like that. My neuroses.
So fun.
Oh wow, Prospera says my next birthday is my 60th. Yikes! How did that happen? Well, 60 years and 9 months ago, your parents laid down together.
Oh God.
And did the fuck.
And they did some sexy time. Let's see. What time? Oh shit, it's actually past. Why didn't somebody tell me? I'm just sitting here rambling on.
Because time flies when you're having fun.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for the donations. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. And in that regard, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you showing up every night to listen to the random shit we say. I love you guys. Best audience on YouTube, and I will bite anybody who says different. Scribbles, Satsu, a pleasure as always. SDA, thank you for stopping in and joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. I had fun.
Everyone, your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
See you on 2 cents plus.